What's up?
Just going over R. Kelly's recruiting tactics back in the day, specifically at this Ethiopia concert. Listen to this.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America, America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America, America. Do you have your passport?
Yo! See, it's like, I watched this documentary, dude, and it was like, for years, the fans just stuck by him, and they bought his tape, and they had watch parties for his tape, even though it involved what it involved, and they just sort of didn't, you know, they were like, whatever. And it's like, whoa, how could they do that? But then you hear him, let's do that again. What a voice.
Do you have your passport?
Do you have your passport? That shit was good. Yo, singing is the same as like speaking. If your delivery is fire, you can get away with saying dumber shit or singing dumber shit, bro. This dude was singing about the crimes that he was not only he might have been charged with these crimes already.
At this point, the number of teenage girls that he had sexually exploited and trafficked across the country was immense. He was taking these young girls out of their homes, exploiting their trust in his celebrity, and convincing their parents that he was going to train them to be the next Aaliyah. Most of his victims' parents struggled financially and had a hard time providing for their kids, so the promise of money and a career for their daughter would seem like a dream come true. He would then leave these girls on the tour buses for days, and would of course control what they ate, who they talked to, and force them to travel across the country and sometimes overseas, just so he had options of young girls he could sexually exploit at all times. So while the song seems like a joke meant to lead into his next song, it was mired by the fact that he had actually done these things to minors repeatedly. He's on stage boasting about sex trafficking because he believes that no one will call him out on that fact.
He was singing, he was like trolling the world. That's something these psychopaths do. He's a psychopath. This is a crazy person. He was abused as a child and it turned him into a fucking savage, bro. Actual human savage, terrible person. Who was like, I gotta be validated. I gotta be a celebrated member of society. I gotta be a big man. And I gotta be famous and rich. And I gotta have everything I want. I gotta have all the girls. I'm gonna get all the girls. Like these girls got me when I was just a boy. And that's exactly what he did. And unfortunately, people that are, you know, it morphs them into, with that upbringing, they turn into these fucking psychopaths and stuff. And, they get real maniacal, bro, with their plotting, and they come up with these plots and then they execute the plots. And I feel like I was missing an important part of that. Oh, when they can get away with it, when they have the resources, you know what I'm saying, to pay people off like R. Kelly did, and he had such a good image. That's why he got away with it for so long, right? He'd go to ghettos to get these girls. But also to do like concerts at churches, and he'd make gospel music, and the poor people were like, oh my God, what a model black man, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And then it was like, wow. So that's how he convinced parents to kind of give them their children. Yikes. And then, you know, he kind of separated them and did his own thing. I'll make you a star and shit like that. In America. And so he's singing about the international traffic directing, while he's at an international show directing traffic back to his spot. Come back with Rob to America. To America. Like, yo, Yo, what? He's performing in Ethiopia, dude. In a village. He's taking girls out of like a mud hut. Telling them, come back to Rob, to America. And they're like, oh my God, that's all we ever wanted for our daughter. Oh, she can be a famous singer. She can sing with this man. Look at his voice. Do you hear his voice? He can teach her how to sing like that. Oh my God. Be like crying tears of joy. And then she ends up like locked in a basement with like a bunch of other teenagers. Like, what? The fuck? He's gonna pee on me? He peed on you? Anyway, bro, if your sister's living in a hut and then you have R. Kelly, like, yeah, she can just live with me. Sounds good on paper.